today I was gonna tackle the laundry room. It's so bad, oh my gosh. If I can do it, anybody can do it. I promise, I promise. There's no organization, there's no rhyme or reason. I'm not an expert. I'm just trying to get my life together a little bit. But the man told me, so if I had listened to him and left it on there for 2 minutes, that thing would have blew off in my face. So I flipped out. I was freaking out. I was shaking. I was like breathing hard. My heart was racing, praying, literally praying. I'm like, God, please, if you'll just, I will never do anything wrong again. I'll be at church Sunday morning. You know, all the promises. God, get me out of this. Scared me to death. And I'm normally pretty cool and laid back, and I can do anything a man can do, okay? No, honey, no. Not a lick of common sense. Like, that was like a mom fail. I felt so bad about that. Like, I felt so bad. Makes you feel bad. It's all the mom guilt. And I've had so much of that lately, so it's not like I needed anything else added to it. I'm just gonna tell y'all that I've been a crap mom all week, so. Alright. Hey guys, and welcome back to My Life is One Big Mess show. I'm just kidding, kinda. But it has been 1 week here. You know, on a normal week, on a healthy week, our lives are jam-packed with messes and ball practice and school and supper and trying to clean up the messes and all that stuff. And it's no different this week, except I have 2 kids with strep, and that stinks. And then I've had a few other little obstacles pop up that I'll tell you all about here in just a little bit. But I was just going to do a normal video on cleaning the whole house. And I went into the laundry room to start a load of laundry, and I didn't get any farther because this laundry room just needed some attention. So you'll see throughout all these little interruptions and breaks that I get this laundry room clean, and that's awesome. I'm just going to give myself that much grace. But I do bring you all along for the ride and to see all of the craziness and the chaos. And you know, I'll be trying to clean one room and I'll have another kid come in sick or come in showing me her puppy or whatever, and I wouldn't have it any other way, honestly. But anyway, just stick around because we're one big mess over here. I might make you feel a little bit better about your life. For these guys to know all about. Look, there's a bruise right here, one or a few on there. Man, did you see me though? Okay, so this washer's going, so if you hear that, just overlook it unless it's too loud. Hopefully when I edit this back, it's not going to be too loud and you can still hear me. But these cabinets are just full of junk, basically. I mean, like, a lot of it was things that were left here from the owner before, and I just need to go through it, get rid of it. There's some things that need to go to the garage. But I'm thinking, of course, all my detergent and fabric softener, all that in here. But I'm thinking I'm going to make like one of these cabinets for cleaning supplies, because under the sink, I'm busting up the seams in the kitchen. So I need to do something about that. And I just think this is probably a place kind of in the middle of all of the cleaning that I can run and grab things. So that's dirty. Then I was going to show you a couple of things that I got for my birthday. My daughter, I ain't got a room. My oldest daughter, Lexi, she got me a gift card. So she works at like this little Bible bookstore, and it's a perfect job for her because she's precious, so precious. But she works there, and the lady that owns it, she owns a boutique, 2 boutiques, Rowena's, Gigi's, and the Bible bookstore, and they're downtown Marshtown. So it's like right there together, all 3 stores. But she got me a gift card, so with some of it, I got this. I got this shirt because I thought that was precious. And then I got that shirt. And I love that. I think that is so pretty. I keep looking at the viewfinders for the camera, so if my eyes are going, that's why. And I got this detergent. It is amazing. It's expensive. It was 19 something. So I will say it's a little pricey, but I got the scent Diva, but it smells so good. It is, how many ounces is that? I can't see. I'm blind as a bat. Maybe it'll focus. Okay. But I got the scent Diva. I've used High Maintenance before and it was really good. And then, jeez. And then, I think I threw the other one away, but it was Diva High Maintenance, Entitled, I think, and it smells good too. But this one is my favorite. And the scent, I can't even explain the scent. It's almost like, to me, like men's cologne, but not like nasty men's cologne. It's like I don't know even know how to explain it. So then with the rest of the gift card, I got the same scent in this candle as the detergent I just showed you, and then I got this candle with her gift card as well, and I love that. I had this one, I actually had a fall one, I can't remember the scent, but I had one in the fall, and Flash knocked it off and broke it. And it's the cutest little candle holder. I love it. But the fall one smelled really good. It was like a pumpkin spice, maybe, something like that. I don't remember the name. But this one smelled really good too. I don't know if it says the scent, but anyway, it smells really good. So Lexi got me this for Christmas. And she got me the matchsticks that go with that. And then you strike it on the back. But she got me that for Christmas, but with a gift card. I got this scent, and it smells so good. I can't even explain it, but it smells so good. At the same little boutique, they had, my favorite movie is The Wizard of Oz. Probably if I could like pick a movie, my all-time favorite, like, you know, that takes you back to your childhood, The Wizard of Oz. Like, I would watch that over and over growing up. So, my favorite on The Wizard of Oz was the Tin Man. And I always say I wear my heart on my sleeve. The love he had for Dorothy in that movie, I loved it. So, anyway, he's my favorite. And he's holding his heart in his hand. He got his heart. And I love that. And they have all of the, they have like Dorothy, the line, all that stuff. But I think he was like $40. Yeah, so he's standing alone. His other friends are still at the boutique because, you know, budget. But anyway, just going to show you this candle. Love it. Oh my gosh, that scent. I wish you guys could smell it. And you know, I'm sure a lot of people don't like that scent. I mean, to each their own. Everybody's different. But I love the smell. I love that scent. But anyway, today I was going to tackle the laundry room. It's so bad. Oh my gosh. Do you ever just like pull it all out and then you feel so overwhelmed that you just want to put it back in there and stop? Yep, that's me. So that's what I've got in there so far. I think this one, yeah, that one's full. It needs to go in there. We have a shelf up here. Got an iron. I need to, I guess, put in the cabinet. Kleenex. We have the little pellets that melt ice up there. Then, okay, so this is so random. I don't even know what's in here. Sheets, curtains maybe, Canon jars, tape, labels. I mean, I don't even really know. Stuff I need to go to the garage. I think that's like, I don't even know what that's called. Streamer. I don't know what it's called. But anyway, yeah. So I'm going to get this cleaned out and get this room more functional. We did get this little cart and put it in between the washer and dryer for stray socks and a little trash can for the lint. But I think we're just piling crap on there instead of like trying to find a mate. Like, we don't ever just pull it out and make, like, no, I should say right now I see 2 Nike socks, but that one's short. But I'm sure there are some mates in here. You know what I mean? Like, there's a bathing suit. So, a lot of times, like, a friend of mine sent me a video and she was like, this is all your fault. And it was like she was cleaning her closets out and she had stuff sitting like on her stairs and everywhere. Yeah, I'm having to like squat down to see y'all. But she was like, this is all your fault. But I think that's kind of how it is with the project, and I think that's what helps me, is that if I pull it all out like this, then I have to put it up. Because if I just go through it in the cabinet, I'll get distracted, I'll close the doors, I'll walk off. But with a mess like this, I have to do something with it. And I've got so many different cleaners, as you see, that I don't even know what I have. I don't even know what I need. So I need, there's a better way. I mean, there's always a better way because, you know, anyway, always a better way than what I do it. But like I said, when we moved in, we were just throwing stuff everywhere, just trying to get it done. And there's no organization. There's no rhyme or reason. I'm not an expert. I'm just trying to get my life together a little bit. And I would have been mortified to even show anybody this mess like a year ago. But this is my journey, and I know that there's so many of you guys that are like me and have complete chaos everywhere, and if I can do it, anybody can do it. I promise. I promise.
How can I compare thee when no one ever could come close? Look around, but I can't see. That is usually just how it goes. Brought a new horizon, opened up our doors to something more. Spun me round and you shook me, got me tainted to the core. So tell me what to do when nothing, no one ever comes close to you. For the longest time I've been trying to find someone like you, but I keep crashing back into all the things that you would do. For the longest time I've been out of my mind, trying to lose every single trace of you. But I know it's true that nothing, nothing, I said nothing comes close to you.
So I know I always tell you guys that I have no motivation, and usually I don't. Well, I felt like I was on top of the world and I could tackle this room in 5 minutes. And you know, that's just how I am sometimes. And then when I get knee deep in it like this, I'm just so overwhelmed, I don't know what to do. A lot of times I'll clean at my mom's, or I'll clean here or wherever, and when I sit down to edit, I'll have 4 or 5 hours worth of footage to edit. I know a lot of people just speed their footage up super fast and they just go with it and they don't cut and edit a lot of their stuff out. It's just one big fast video. But I don't like to do that. I like to sit down and I like to cut things out, and I like to slow some things down, speed some things up, all of that. With that being said, it takes a while to edit. So I thought I'm gonna do a little bit, sit down and edit, do a little bit more, sit down and edit. And that's what I tried to do. Well, that just did not work for me on this day. I would rather have, or on this week actually, I would rather have it all in like hours of it, and just so I can sit down and do it. Or if I have a doctor's appointment, if the kids have a doctor's appointment, mom, whoever, I can take my laptop, I can work in the car, I can work in the waiting room or whatever. So I would do a little bit, and then by the time I sat down and edited, I had no motivation to get back up. I had kids in and out of this house, I had ball practice, I had all these things I could have taken my work with me to do, and I didn't have the footage because I was just doing it as I went. So that did not work. Scratch that, never doing that again. Because lesson learned, I'm not a huge go-getter. I don't have the motivation and the energy just to jump up when I feel it. So when I feel it, I need to do it start to finish and be done. Because there was, you know, this is the main way in and out of our house. There were people walking through this laundry room in and out all day. Every time I tried to work, seems like I would have one kid running a fever, or I would have to stop to cook dinner, or I would have to do this or do that. And it was just a big hot mess. This laundry room wouldn't have taken me 20 minutes, 30 minutes on a good day. And I stretched this whole dabbling thing out for days. days. It was terrible. So anyway, not going to do that again, but just going to fill you in a little bit on just how I tried to switch things up and do it differently, and it just didn't work for me. So, lesson learned. But I was also going to address the fact that I don't pronounce boutique right. I say boutique, and everybody makes fun of me. I know, but I'm not going to be correct just to please one's ears. I say boutique, and that's just how I'm going to say it. So anyway, I'll be back in a little bit. And I'm going to go ahead and add, while I'm thinking of it, or I will forget it, and I'll have to answer it in the comments. But I don't want to leave those jars in that box. I thought we had a couple plastic empty totes in the garage, and I couldn't find them. So I put them all in that box, and I do need to stop and get a tote and put those jars in that and label that. But I was just throwing them in that just to have a spot to put them, because I didn't check beforehand like a normal person would do to see if I had totes. I thought I did. I didn't. So anyway, I do need to get totes and organize those better than that.
'Cause I know it's true. When I look in your eyes of blue, that you want me and I want you to. Yeah, all my dreams are coming true. I just wanna put my heels on tight, dance with you all night, move to my favorite song, go a little crazy to the beat, hear you talk so sweet, my heart just sings along. Baby, I don't want this night to end. No, I can't pretend. I can't control myself. I just wanna be with you forever. I can't believe it. No, it can't get any better now. Can't get any better now. I just wanna put my heels so tight, dance with you all night, move to my favorite song, go a little crazy to the beat, hear you talk so sweet, my heart just sings along. Baby, I don't.
Well, these might fit up top. If you'll notice, I can't fit anything on this middle shelf hardly at all. It's like those shelves are spaced so close together that nothing fits there. And I cut the top shelf completely off. I had a bad angle, I'm sorry. But after I got this done, like now that I'm editing it back, for one, I'm wondering why there's two things of method cleaner that's half empty. I don't know why I start a new one when I don't finish the old one, but squirrel scratch that. I was talking about shelves. This shelf, I think I'm gonna take this top one out so that I can stack bigger stuff on the second one. I'd rather have two bigger shelves that have more room, that hold more things, than to have, two small ones above it. I can't reach that third shelf anyway, so I think that's what I'm gonna do.
Life was dull until you came. I was breathless when we first met.
I decided to keep the kitchen things in the kitchen, like the Dawn and some sponges and things like that I use only for the kitchen sink that, you just want to grab fast, open the kitchen cabinets and reach in there and pull that out. I just kept that in the kitchen, so that's what I was doing there. I just went and put those things back under the sink, but it wasn't hardly anything at all, so I got most of it out.
Again, it could rain, I don't mind if it pours, 'cause I'm right next to you. Come rain or come shine, I don't mind, 'cause I'm right next to you. It's you, right next to you, next to you, next to you, next to you, right next to you, next to you, next to you. Never thought I'd feel this high. The sky has never felt.
I'm fixing to show you why it's not good for me to film, then stop and edit, then film and stop and edit, because I get so distracted. We start carrying on with the biggest bunch of nonsense, and yeah, so here's a little inside glimpse. You're an outside dog. Hey. That's my snake. Ruff. 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 That's my snake. You're an outside dog. This is my snake. Mine. 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 My snake. Mine. Mine. No! Flash, you knocked me down. Chip was sweating at his tail. Hey, what's gaslighting mean? Huh? What's gaslighting mean? Does that mean when you're like 20 miles to empty? Is it the same as catfishing? Gaslighting. What's gaslighting mean? Urban Dictionary, gaslighting.
The top Urban Dictionary definition follows in the same vein a form of intimidation or psychological abuse where false information is presented to the victim, making them doubt their own memory, perception, and their sanity.
That's what everybody's saying. You've never heard gaslighting before?
Yeah, but what brought that up?
You've never heard it before? Instagram or all that stuff, YouTube, even if they're like, somebody's gaslighting somebody. I gaslight about once a week. You gaslighting right now? How many miles empty you got? You got enough to get to ETSU and back? Once you get to ETSU, you're going to park your car and you're walking. You're walking. You can walk to the softball field. You can walk to the Target. You can walk to the doctor and get your strep test your own self. Cece, do you love me?
No.
Oh, thanks.
Guess what my Bravo stats teacher from last semester did?
What?
He's making me go to a math competition. He was like,
Look
the
at
winner
shit.
gets $1,500.
Holy crap, you can do math.
I was like, I'll do some math.
That'll bring your tuition down a little bit more. Is there a second or third place? Is there a last place prize? Shoot, free
Get it
lunch?
out of school.
Free lunch? So I was going to put all of this in a voiceover, and I was like, no, I'll just tell them because I'm sitting here doing nothing anyway. I need to finish that laundry room. You all just seen that because I just edited it, so I know you've watched that before you're going to watch this. And I know so many of you have been like, if we lived close, we would be such good friends and all this stuff. And I try to leave a few things in to make it more personal, you know. You guys can get to know me and my kids and Heather. And I've had so many people ask me who Heather is. And Heather is my best friend. We've been best friends for 4 years now, 5 years maybe. We knew each other kinda through a mutual friend. And then, you know, Kennedy started playing ball. I was the treasurer. We had to talk almost every day, this and that. And she's my best friend. She's like a sister to me. My parents like claim her as their own kid. She's awesome. But anyway, that's who she is. I told you the guy on the video there was like, who's the guy on the video? That's Alden, that's Lexi Reagan, Allison and Kennedy's dad. So I'm just gonna tell you how my week's been because it's just been chaotic. About a month ago, I had a tire that just kept losing air. Like, I'd have to put air in it every 4 or 5 days. Okay, I'm not gonna say I had to put air in it. I had air put in it. Like Heather, Alden, somebody would put air in it for me. So we took it, got it fixed. There was a screw in my tire, whatever. And that was the back driver's side. Well, about a week ago, I got in the car to take Allison to school. And my back passenger side was low. So Monday morning when I got back in the car to take Allison to school, it was like 28. It was down to 28. So I drove her to school, drove her back, never thought another thing about it, forgot to put air in it until the next morning. And the next morning it was like 26 maybe, whatever. You know, it was a little lower. There's obviously a slow leak. There's something wrong. So then yesterday morning, which was Wednesday morning, today's Thursday. So Wednesday morning I got in the car and it was like on 22 or 23. And I was like, crap, I forgot again to put air in my tire. So there's an air compressor out there. So I messaged Alden and I said, my tire is like on 22. Can I drive it? And he's like, you better put air in it. He was like, I'll leave work and can put air in it for you. where he works, they have like a point system, and you don't want a point or half a point or however they do it just for that. So I was like, no, I can do it, just tell me how. And it was 20 degrees, like it was so cold out there, and we've not had a lot of cold weather here. So it was like 20 degrees. And I was like, okay, what do I do? And he was like, okay, flip the air compressor on. I did. He was like, let it air up for just a few minutes, let it build up air or whatever it does. So I'll let it build up some air, and we blow pool floats up with it, and it takes forever, seems like, to blow a pool float up with it. So he was at work, he FaceTimed me, and I was showing him, I was like, this attachment, is this what goes on the end of the air hose? And he was like, yeah, you have to pull the little thing back, put it on, and let go of the thing, and it snaps it into place. Well, I got that on, no problem. So he was working, like he was busy in a hurry, and trying to tell me how to do this. And I was like, so what do I do? And he was like, put it on there, which, you know, I know how to do that. I've seen people do it. But he was like, put it on there and put some air in it and then check it. I was like, okay. I was like, well, how long do I leave it on there at a time? And he was like, just a minute or two, and then check it, and blah, 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 blah. And he was just trying to hurry with me. And I was like, okay. So I put it on there. My car's running because the air pressure thing don't work. So I'm using the one on my dash. So I put it on there, and I leave it on there probably 30 or 45 seconds, okay? So I take it off. I go around the car to check, and the dash says 61. I have 61 pounds of pressure in my tire. So I flipped out. I was freaking out. I was shaking. I was like breathing hard. My heart was racing. I was like, this tire is gonna blow off in my face. I've got to get air out of it. I've got to get air out of it. So I'm scared to even walk up to it because I'm like, there's a leak. So there's a weak spot in this tire, a screw, hole, whatever, valve, something. This tire is going to blow up in my face. But I'm like, I've got to get air out of it. So I'll walk around the car to the tire, and we have a tire gauge thing that doesn't work, but you know, it's got the thing on the back of it where you can let air out. So I know how to do that. So I walk up to this tire, and I can't even stand for a balloon to pop. Like, I never let my kids have balloons growing up because I don't like a balloon pop, and I don't like things like that, to be startled or something pop, okay? I don't know why. It's just like a fear. So I was like, oh my gosh. So I'm like trying to hold my ears, cover my face with my hand, because I'm like, this tire's gonna blow off in my face. And I start to let the air out of it. So I hold this thing on my tire forever, seems like. And the whole time I'm doing that, I'm praying, literally praying. I'm like, God, please, if you'll just not let this tire blow off in my face, I will never do anything wrong again. I'll be at church Sunday morning, you know, all the promises. God, get me out of this. So I'll let the air out for the longest time. I don't even care if it goes flat, it's sitting on the rim. Just get this air out of this tire before it blows off. So I walk around to my car, to the dash to look again, and it's at 55. And I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. So I go around, I let the air out some more, forever and ever and ever. Amen, forever. I walk back around, I look at my dash, and it's on like 44. And I'm like, oh my gosh, at least it's, you know, it's going down. So I go back around again, I do it a few more times, you know, finally until it's down to 35. But when I say I was like trembling, I mean, I don't know why that panicked me. It just scared me to death. And I'm normally pretty cool and laid back, and I can do anything a man can do, okay? But the man told me to leave the thing on there for 2 minutes. I left it on there for 45, like at the most 45 seconds. Okay, so if I had listened to him and left it on there for 2 minutes, that thing would have blew off in my face. He texted me back, and he was like, did you get your tire aired up? I was like, yeah, 61 pounds of pressure. And he was like, what? And I was like, yeah, you told me to leave it on there like a minute or two. And he was like, I didn't mean like literally a minute or two. I just meant, you know, put it on there, pull it off, check it. He was like, you left it on there that long? And I was like, no, I didn't, but I'm glad I didn't, because, you know, obviously, oh my gosh. So backing up, I think it was when my first tire was leaking, I had a screw in it or whatever. Me, Heather, Kennedy, we pull up to this air tank thing at Food City, okay? Because my tire needs air. We pull up, and I think Heather looked at the thing and was like, what does it say? Like, meaning how much, or a card, you know, because you just swap a card now. And so we're looking, and Kennedy's like, 1-800 and starts rattling off this phone number. And I was like, what are you talking about? And she was like, it says call for assistance. Like, you call that number and they come to your car and put air in it. Yeah. Okay. So with that being said, this kid is crazy book smart. Always been like Scholars Bowl, Geography Bowl, AP honors, already taken college, like going to college, taking classes throughout the week at night. 4.3 GPA. Crazy smart kid. I mean, like, to the point she's going to ETSU like dirt cheap because the kid's got so many scholarships, and then softball, all this stuff. Okay, so yeah. Anyway, I laughed so hard over that. We've given her such a hard time over that, and I was like, oh man, I need to apologize to her, because like I was laughing at her, and I about blew my tire off the rim. So anyway, I just thought that was funny. But she's the kid that one time I told her, I was like, Kennedy, water my plant. It takes 3 cups of water. Okay, and she's probably 10. And she was like, okay. She comes in here with a cup of water to water the plant, and she's got 3 cups, like a cup stacked 3 cups high. 3 cups of water. I was like, no, honey, no. So anyway, she's like crazy book smart, but not a lick of common sense. Like, it worries me sending her out into the real world, you know, living in a dorm. Like, oh Lord. But anyway, so I thought that was funny. Well, then this morning, I'll lay in the bed when my alarm goes off, and I'll call Allison on her phone, and I'm like, hey, get up. And she's like, can I sleep 10 more minutes? And I'm like, yeah, sure. Then I'll call her again. I'm like, hey, get up. And she'll get up. So I called her this morning, and she was like, can I sleep a little longer? And I was like, yeah, sure. So she slept a little longer. And then anyway, she slept longer than she should, and we're trying to rush out the door. So she's throwing on some sweatpants and just like a shirt. No, she wore like black leggings and a longer shirt, and her hair was like, she brushed it out, but it's like not, you know, flat ironed and pretty. She looks okay, but she doesn't, you know, she just looks normal. Just a normal day. And so, you know, I'm taking my sister to school because my mom's still cannot drive. She's not been released to drive. So I'm taking my sister to school. So we pull up, and they go to the same school. Allison's 6th grade, Kaylin's 8th grade. Pull up to get Kaylin, and Kaylin comes walking out of the house, and she's like glammed up. I mean, like hair curled, like this cutest little outfit. And I was like, she looks pretty today. Kaylin looks pretty, because usually she's just t-shirt jeans, you know. And Allison was like, yeah, Mom, it's school picture day. It's like spring picture day. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And Allison, I was like, Allie, did you want your picture taken? And she was like, not really, I don't care. And I was like, I'm so sorry. And she was, because she did tell me on Monday. Completely forgot it. So anyway, that was like a mom fail. I felt so bad about that. Like, I felt so bad. I remember once when, I think it was Reagan or Lexi, one of my kids, it was like, parents come eat with your kid day, and I told them I was coming, and I filled out the little slip, how many people would be coming, and you know, it was just me. I would be coming to eat with her, and she sat there because I forgot. And when I went to pick her up, she was like, Mom, why didn't you come eat lunch with me? Like, where were you? And I was like, and I didn't even tell her I forgot. I think what I told her was, I was like, I think it was Reagan. And I was like, because I just thought that we would go out to eat after school instead. So let's just go eat. So I took her out to eat and tried to play it off like that. I was like, yeah, you know, I didn't want to sit there like eating school lunch and all your friends and your baby around. So I thought it would just be me and you, Tom, and we would go out somewhere good to eat. So I mean, I don't know if anybody else does that, but it's just like sometimes I'm like, you know, makes you feel bad. It's all the mom guilt. And I've had so much of that lately, so it's not like I needed anything else added to it. But, you know, it was like growing up, my mom always bought my school pictures, always bought my yearbooks, always. So I just thought I had to too. I mean, I just always did. Not that I had to, but I just always did because my mom always did it for me. So anyway, I didn't get Allison's school pictures this year. And this year, they took them and they would send the paper home with you, and you would you know, if you wanted them, you could order it. If not, whatever. But she had just had volleyball pictures taken, softball pictures taken, like something else. But there was like all these pictures I had just bought. And I was like, Allison, are you okay with me just not buying your school pictures this year? And she was like, yeah, I don't care. And I was like, okay. Because y'all have seen me declutter my garage and my like dresser drawers, all this stuff. It's just like, they just sit in a drawer. And I was like, I'm not even getting them. So I didn't get them. So I told her, I was like, we'll do spring pictures instead. So then, I forgot. And I do have, like Lexi's senior picture is sitting out over there. Y'all probably seen that. And I have Reagan and Kennedy's, and it's in a drawer, you know, and it's like, of course, you know, senior pictures are a little different, but you know, you got to sell a kidney to buy them too. Anyway, they're in a drawer. How much money do I have sitting in a drawer over school pictures and all this stuff? But anyway, I'm just gonna tell y'all that I've been a crap mom all week. So I guess we're gonna go clean since I'm out of stuff to talk about. Well, I'm never out of stuff to talk about, but we'll go clean anyway.
Your face in the crowd, I never thought that I would see you tonight. We lock eyes and you smile. Every single memory comes back to life. Your lips pressed against mine after a night out. We got drunk and ended up at your place. From the moment that I saw you, I knew that it was the bet that you felt the same. Standing here, I need to let you know, what if I had never let you go? Standing here, I need to let you know that I need you tonight. You should know that I miss you.
So that, my friends, is why I don't get anything done. And if I don't stay on task, on track, I get so like off track or off subject. Like I can't focus. I can't concentrate. And you know, it's just one big girl party around here. I've told you all that. I don't know how many times. And, you know, I would edit and I would get done editing and then we would start talking about something and I would just hit record and I would just was, you know, I'm playing with the dog or I'm talking to my kids about something silly, just, you know, and that's good. It is. It's okay. You know, I'm not going to say that that's a bad thing. It's always good to show your pets or your kids attention and to have fun and to make them laugh and, you know, to listen to their day. Just like Kennedy was telling me about her prob and stats teacher signing her up for a math competition. You know, I mean, it's okay. And it's just things that your kids can talk to you about. And you know, she was laying there and she was like, oh, I forgot to tell you, Mom, and was telling me that. And that's cool. But I get nothing done. Nothing. And if you all could have sat on my couch with me and talked back to me when I was telling you guys the tire story and all that stuff, I would have never got up, ever. I mean, I'm glad that you all don't live close to me and that we only have friendship through YouTube, because if you all were my neighbors, we'd hang out all the time. We'd never get anything done. I swear. I am just like, I have a one-track mind, and it's not cleaning. I'll go ahead and tell you that. For sure, it's not cleaning.
I'm always one step behind, wishing I could read your mind, but I'm ready, yeah, never ready. I wish I could have made it stop the first time that you stood me up. I wasn't ready, yeah, never ready. Like a forbidden fruit.
You know, before I did YouTube, it was easy for me to watch other videos of people doing YouTube, cleaning their houses, all of that, and you compare yourself to them. You know, they have a clean house, their kids seem perfect, they don't ever seem to have a care in the world or a struggle. I've had to tell myself that that's just edited out. You know, they're real people too, and they have real struggles. They just don't put it on here. And, you know, I feel a little less than sometimes because I look back and I kind of beat myself up, or I get insecure or self-doubt, and I'm like, I shouldn't have put all that on there. They don't want to hear that. They don't want to see that. But, you know, I want to be relatable, and I want you guys to see that I am a real mom. I'm a real person. I struggle. I have struggles with my kids. My kids are not perfect. By no means are they perfect. And, you know, I don't want to embarrass them on here. But at the same time, I want you to feel like your struggles are my struggles too. And, you know, and that's just the way it is, I guess. And Lexi had came in on this day. I heard my front door open, and I watched too much Dateline, and I'm so paranoid because I already had an exit strategy. It was somebody coming in my front door. Like, she usually works. She was office day, and I wasn't thinking that she was off, but I had an exit strategy. I'm already plotting in my mind how I'm going to get Flash out of the house. I mean, like, I'm crazy. I really am crazy. So, anyway, it was her with her little dog, and I know you guys seen him when he was a puppy. If you've watched that far back, she found him. He was a little stray. Well, he is a she now. It's a little girl pup. But, yeah, so she had brought her over to play. And at this point, I was so done with the laundry room that I was just like, I'm going to hit play on Herbie, and Herbie's going to sweep and do the mopping. So that's what we done, and that's okay. You know, give yourself grace. A whole week's worth of cleaning only got what you seen done to the laundry room, but it is what it is. So if you're struggling, know you're not alone. And, you know, it is what it is, and give yourself grace. But if you're having a bad week, I love you. I'm struggling too. I'm a mess over here. Your life's probably way more put together than mine is. But, you know, we'll get through it. We'll get through it together. And I love you. Jesus loves you. And just remember, love yourself and give yourself grace. And I'll see you guys in the next one.